with Milkman's Garage Handmade, and today I wanted to record a video to show you how to measure your planner or Bible or book so that you can send me your measurements and I can make you a custom cover. You'll just need a few items to be able to measure your planner or book, and those items would be a piece of paper and pen to write your dimensions on, either a cloth tape measure or a regular tape measure, something bendable so that you can measure around the spine of your book. If you're really bad at measuring like I am, I like to use this handy dandy little cheat sheet that shows you all of the measurements in between whole, half, and quarter because I'm not good at that. I will link this document in the comment section so you have access to it as well. And probably most importantly, you will need the book that you're going to be measuring. So now that we have everything we need, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is just draw a rectangle on your scrap paper. And this will serve as your book as if it's opened up. So it's just a simple rectangle. Doesn't need to be pretty or perfect. Now that we have that done, we'll place that aside. Now it's time to measure. So you want to take the book that you want to measure. In this case, I'm going to use a Classic Happy planner with the mini discs on it. And you want to take whatever tape measure you're going to use. In this case, I'm going to use a fabric or cloth tape measure. So you're going to measure from the very edge of your book cover. So there's a little clear lamination here. I'm going to go from the very tippy edge of this around, in this case, one of the discs, because I want to make sure that I get this full dimension in here. So you're going to hold the edge, pick it up, go around the disc, and then bring your tape measure up underneath the other side and make sure that that stays on that disc. You can put it down if it helps you, but just make sure that you're staying right to the edge of your laminated cover or whatever the case may be for your book, that it is to the edge and around your spine. And then you want to make sure that it's not at an angle, that it is straight. And you want to get the measurement that is on the back edge of your cover. So flip that over. And in this case, we're coming in at 17 and 9/16. So it's 17 and 9/16. So for the sake of saving time on the video, they always say measure twice, cut once. So you would want to do this measurement 2 times, and if you come up with the same measurement twice, then you're good to go. If you come up with a different measurement, then you would want to measure until you come up with the same measurement, and then that is your measurement. So we would want to take our piece of paper and write 17 and 9/16 inches, and that is our dimension for the width of our planner. And now we're going to measure the height. Okay, so now we're going to measure the height of our book cover. So again, we're going to go right up to the tippy edge. This is so much easier, guys. Just right up to the tippy edge of the book cover and straight down to the bottom of the tippy edge of the book cover. And in this case, we are at 9 3/4. So much easier. So again, for the sake of saving time on the video, I'm only going to measure once, but you would want to measure at least twice. If you get the same measurement, good for you. Write that down. If it's not the same measurement, continue to measure until you get the same measurement repeated, and then that is probably your correct measurement. And then you would want to write that down. So it would be 9 3/4 inch. So once you have that measurement, you are then ready to send me those measurements. So let's measure a different book. This is not a planner, this is my Bible. I wanted to measure something that's not disc bound, and I also wanted to use a metal tape measure in case you didn't have a cloth tape measure. just to show you how that would work. So again, you would place your book that you're going to measure down on a flat surface. You would take your tape measure, and this is actually a little bit easier because you can hook it right to the edge of your book, bend it around the spine of the book, and then flip it over. And again, make sure that it is straight across and not, you don't want it to be at an angle or anything because that's going to throw your measurements off. So this is 13 1/8 inch. So I'm going to write on my little piece of paper here, 13 1/8 inch for my width. So we just write that on there. I'm going to place that aside, and then I'm going to turn this back over again, and then doing this upside down here so you guys can see it. We will measure from top to bottom, so you hook it onto the top of the book and down to the bottom, and this is 8 3/8 inch. So then for the height, we would go 8 3/8 inch. And you just write that on there, and then again, you're ready to send me the details via an Etsy conversation through a custom order request, and we will work everything out. So now we have our dimensions. We've measured twice at least. We know that the measurements are correct, and we have them written down on our piece of paper. We know the width and the height, and we are ready to send Chrissy at Milkman's Garage the correct dimensions of your personal book that you want a custom cover made for. So you want to go out to the Etsy shop and open up a custom order request through the correct custom order. So if you do have any questions though, of course, please feel free to send me an Etsy conversation, or you can send me an email, whichever works best for you. It's probably best to keep everything within Etsy since that's where the order will be completed through. So again, the Etsy shop is Milkman's Garage, all one word. And I look forward to working with you and making you your own personal custom cover. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.